Hello, this is Truce Wolf. I'm just going over my Viperstrike build right now
just yet.
at the close of the Kalandra expansion. And right now I'm pretty happy with where the character is at. He's defeated Maven, still working on Uber Elder, but I've only fought him 3 times and got pretty good progress on the 3rd attempt, but I don't know, I probably need to go a little more tanky and spec out of damage, because right now I'm mostly doing like a stable kind of damage build. But I would just want to go over this character before this league closes and have to start all over again in the league. And in the meantime, I'll probably jump into Dragonflight. So I'm going to be putting Path of Exile down, but just thought it'd be nice to document where this build is at right now. So this is the weapon that I pretty much made after crafting, fossil crafting, 3 times using a corroded, an aberrant, and a shuddering fossil. Made this beast. I solo or YOLO slammed the physical damage mod on there, and this weapon I have not replaced the entire time, despite all the times I tried crafting another weapon. I have the strength on my build now to actually not need strength on the sword itself, so it would have been nice to not have strength there and have another damage mod. But didn't happen, so we got this weapon and I'm pretty happy with it. Running Elevore as the Helm for its spell suppression and ailment avoidance. Have this armor here, trying for a natural roll as high as possible, physical damage reduction, high life, and enchanting on ailment avoidance. Using Ralakesh's boots here for the maximum endurance charges while stationary. And then of course I'm using Deidre's Damning because I'm using multiple curses, or a mark and a curse. I have this neck here, which is pretty amazing. Probably not going to find a better one next league. It's got Mana Leech, rarity, chaos damage, and damage over time on it, with an open prefix allowing me to put life on it as well. A pretty good Venter's Gamble. These gloves, which have the Searing Exarch enchant, strike a single target, strike an additional nearby target. Perseverance. Was hoping to replace this belt with the ritual belt. I think it's called Odalicia's belt, which is a chaos damage belt, but right now I have this. I'm still pretty happy with it because of all the movement speed that Onslaught gives you. And for flasks, 2 life flasks with flagellants on it. Carlitos, a sulfur flask that also has gain charges on hit, and just a quicksilver flask for a curse reduction. And that's pretty much the gear in terms of the gems. Basically, this is my damage dealing, my high poison damage setup here. It's attack. It's the main attack for attacking bosses, and it's using Multistrike, Melee Fizz, Cruelty, Void Manipulation, Viperstrike, and Unbound Ailments. This is basically to get the poison damage number up as high as possible, and this is for clearing crowds. So we got Viperstrike, Multistrike, Melee Splash, Ancestral Call, Withering Touch, which is really nice because when you have Melee Slash and Withering Touch, I think it basically stacks them up to the max stacks for everything that's being splashed in there. And then Rage support to also add on Rage because I'm using Berserk here. And then for got some curses here with Despair, with the Doom support, Alchemist mark, it doesn't benefit from that, but I just was hoping it would. So it's just sitting in the same group. Defiance banner, which I am getting reserved for free due to the champion notable, ascendancy notable, and then for Molten Shell, I basically just have it by itself, but it's a long duration Molten Shell because I'm taking all the skill duration passives in the tree. So this lasts for 7 seconds, with Vaal Molten Shell lasting for 21 seconds. Going over the tree now. It's the first time I actually made any headway into a Legion, so it's been a really successful league for me. I've never really gotten really far into Legion. Pretty much by the time I quit, I usually just start like farming emblems, maybe jump in there 1 or 2 times, don't kill much, and then, you know, that's pretty much my league's over. But this time around, I was able to farm 4 ways and get a timeless jewel that I liked, which is this Lethal Pride here, which has this nice 5% chance to double damage and all sorts of life and armor nodes, which help me move out to get some more damage on my tree. So basically duration is like the meme of this build, and the duration that it's stacking is poison damage and Molten Shell, which is basically offense and defense from this. So all the things that increase duration over here, Mage Bane group here, or Mage Bane to get a spell suppression along with more spell suppression group here. Conqueror's Longevity, which is going to be taken away, which is sad, because where am I going to get my 10 avoidance, element avoidance now? Taking this node here to get the attacks that strike an additional target can do so 30% further away, which makes me a semi-range build. This is really important for Leech because I'm doing chaos damage, and everything that leeches pretty much leeches off of physical damage, so getting this is super helpful. Again, duration here. If I want to go more tanky, you probably do the 10% less taken from damage over time in a boss fight or something. This is really nice here, this cluster, which basically lengthens out your guard skill duration. Also taking mana reservation here for determination, and also just life. The Marks group gives you Culling Strike, pretty nice. Ailment avoidance. Taking both these wheels. The poisons inflict non-poison damage at 300% increased damage, which is great for clearing packs. And poisons inflict 20% faster. It's just nice to increase the upfront damage of the attacks. And on up here, which is getting some damage from Withering, as well as some chaos damage. And this is really nice here, taking this 8% increased damage for Ores and Heralds, because I have a bunch of stuff up, including Herald of Agony. And for the Anoint, I have this node up here for Corruption. So this coincides with the PoB here, which I will import just to make sure it all matches up still. I don't think I changed anything. I increased DPS a little bit because I leveled some gems. So basically, yeah, it's at 14.5 million damage with 4 frenzy charges, because on my tree I get this additional node here for frenzy charges. And basically this is with adrenaline up. I'm not self-proccing adrenaline, but usually in fights that are fairly serious, adrenaline gets procced. Also, it can build up rage up to 50, so when I'm bossing up to 50 and hitting Berserk, you know, at a time when I have a good damage window, try to put in the damage there. Also, I have this soul gain prevention because I have basically when I have my Vaal Molten Shell up, and for the duration plus reservation period, which is lengthened due to the increased duration of the Vaal Molten Shell itself, I have this up quite a bit. So that damage is definitely real damage there. And I get damage from Doom from Hexes, and Withered Stacks. Also, like, tiny bit of damage from this Blinded here, which I pick up from my weapon, which is this Torment Scratch, which is enchanted with 20% chance to blind on hit. So, and finally, for the damage, if I choose to swap out this melee physical damage with Behead, in that case, damage goes up to 1.6 million, no, 16 million. 16 million damage. So that's what it should peak at, you know, when I'm late in a boss fight and just want the thing dead. I'll swap to Behead from melee physical damage and get that going. So that's the build, Viperstrike. I'm gonna do a map real quick just to show how this maps. Let's just go ahead and out can go this 2 bosses, monster damage, increase areas, more rares. It's a good map. I don't know how that's 84%. Seems like really easy mods.
I can't do this.
Stay disciplined. Don't pick up any jewelry. Still in me to believe that I can just run up and pick up something better than the current neck that I have, which is definitely impossible because I essence crafted that thing.
Break a sweat.
And with the Venter's Gamble in the neck, I have a 74% rarity, so hopefully, yeah, I'll get some good drops here. I only just learned about that belt that does a lot of poison damage. So, I wasn't doing Ritual all league, but now I'm doing Ritual. My tree's not even spec to do Ritual. Well, those bosses are just nothing on the map. I'm still living Impending Doom. So much fire on the ground. I didn't think this map had fire on the ground. Something over here. Chance works, and I need those. I've been getting a lot of like side parades, and I've just been like swapping my gear around like crazy, trying to figure out what's slightly better. wasted a lot of resources doing that. Oh, there's a ritual in there, I didn't notice.
My spirit is spent. I can't do this just yet.
5 seconds left on that shell. 2, 1. Oh. Here's the danger zone right here. One more ritual, hoping to flip to the next one. See my belt there. Ah, scary. That shield is not worth crap. I don't think it is. Could be wrong. I don't believe in shields. Gender passivity. Oh, I need you. Ah, scary. Yeah, that first jump always gets me. A whole bunch of things just jump on you. Should always drop like most valuable first. So it's not like this like long delay for mask. Why do I still have it out of my filter? Oh yeah, it's because
my spirit is spent.
Always want those fragments.
I can't do this just yet. $7,000. I can probably take a couple things from here before I flip it. Oh, boo. Lucent. Usually pick up jewelry. So I have like a bazillion alterations, but in my mind I'm still like obsessed with alterations. Picking up enough stuff to get them. Alright, let's also do... Actually, I don't have my Atlas set up to do Maven.
I was like respecing that over there because I was doing altars for a while, but now I'm going back to farming invitations to do Uber Elder and maybe even Maven for Awakened gems. So basically, yeah, that's it. Viperstrike champion build. Oh yeah, I didn't even go over this, which is, yeah, the usual champion thing. Done and done.